everyone, my name is Eric Hopkins, aka JEL. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. Well, Glen Powell is obviously in the news right now with his film Twisters opening up in theaters this weekend. I'm getting a chance to go see that tonight, so hopefully I'll have a little bit of a out of theater reaction and a review for you guys here on the channel in the coming days. He's obviously been making the rounds, and apparently he's in high demand in Hollywood right now, as it has now been announced we could potentially be getting a Backdraft reboot, the 1991 film starring Kurt Russell and William Baldwin, with Glen Powell returning to star in the reboot here. Backdraft remake is seemingly in development, according to Screen Rant here, with Top Gun Maverick star Glen Powell. Directed by Ron Howard, the 1991 action thriller follows two rival firefighters and brothers who team up to investigate a series of fires involving oxygen-induced infernos called backdrafts in Chicago. Kurt Russell leads the film ensemble cast alongside William Baldwin, Scott Glenn, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Rebecca De Mornay, Donald Sutherland, and Robert De Niro, that moron, Jason Gedrick, and J.T. Walsh. Now, over 30 years after the original movie, a Backdraft remake with Glen Powell is seemingly in development, as announced by Brian Grazer, a producer and co-founder of Imagine Entertainment, during a CNBC interview. Grazer, who won an Oscar for producing the Best Picture-winning film A Beautiful Mind, was talking about the current state of Hollywood when he mentioned multiple times that he is working on another Backdraft with Glen Powell. Imagine Entertainment has always played in that zone where there is that chance, high probability of chance, that a movie will be successful in a movie theater. It's great for us because we've built over 30 years, over 100 different product brands. Whether it's Backdraft, which I'm now going to do today with Glen Powell, or whether it's 24, a movie that we're going to do in a very interesting way with Disney Fox. I also did a video here on the channel about the new 24 movie, so go check that out as well. There's formats on the late 90s, early 2000s have become very important because the streamers or studios are right now even more risk averse. They like brands that they are already established, that people have a high level of awareness to, where whether you actually add a new twist or really interesting casting, which is, of course, what we're doing with ours. We're doing something with Sydney Sweeney, which I'm very excited about. We're doing something with Scarlett Johansson, also very excited about that. I mentioned Glen Powell with Backdraft, too. So, again, he kept repeating it, too. So yeah, Backdraft received favorable reviews from critics who praised it as a solid action film with outstanding special effects, despite not featuring an especially profound story. The movie was a box office success that made over $150 million worldwide on a $40 million budget, and went on to receive 3 Academy Award nominations for Best Visual Effects, Best Sound, and Best Sound Editing. It also received its own special effects attraction at Universal Studios Hollywood, which opened in 1992 and closed in 2010, in which guests could learn how the film's pyrotechnic effects were created and experience them firsthand. So, yeah, I really love Backdraft. I mean, it was a great film for its time, for sure. And it just kind of feels like Glen Powell is like he just went to Blockbuster back in the day and all those old video stores and saw a bunch of 90s movies like, Twister. He saw Backdraft, and then he saw Top Gun, which was a little older than 90s, but at the same time, he saw all those. He's like, one day I'm going to make movies just like these. It turns out he'd make movies exactly like those. So he's kind of got that little bit of a stigma right now, kind of doing some old classics, even though I did hear he turned down the role in the new Jurassic World film. So if that's the case, cool. But at the same time, I like Glen Powell. I thought Top Gun Maverick was an absolutely outstanding film. I thought that film was the best film of the year that it came out, which I believe was 2022. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely want to see him in absolutely more things, and I can't wait to check him out in Twisters this weekend, because I think that movie looks absolutely outstanding. I've heard it's actually really a lot of fun, maybe a little bit light on story, but a lot of interesting special effects, obviously, and some stuff like that. So I can't wait to see what it kind of brings to the table here in regards to the Twisters franchise for sure, and how that's going to tie into the original film. Yeah, I think Backdraft, I know for a lot of firefighter friends of mine that I know that obviously love the film. There's not a whole lot of movies about firefighters out there. I mean, there's more some TV series out there and things like that. But this is one of those that kind of was, at the time especially, was one of the few that were actually out there. Obviously, I thought the acting between Kurt Russell and William Baldwin was absolutely great, too. I don't know if it's a complete reboot, if it would be Glen Powell playing Kurt Russell's character or William Baldwin. He kind of looks a little bit more like William Baldwin, a little bit, in my opinion. But at the same time, I think he could be great for either role, if it's going to be a straight reboot or if it's just going to be taking the idea and kind of expanding upon it as well. I don't know if it's going to take the exact storyline or if it's going to be something completely different. But either way, it sounds like it's going to be getting the Backdraft name. In that case, I think it's a great thing to see more firefighter stuff, in my opinion. I think it's a great thing for cinema. I would love to watch more of it, if me personally. But the real question here is, guys, what do you guys think about Backdraft getting a reboot? Are you excited for that, or do you think that the original film should kind of just be left alone? Are you excited about Glen Powell being the one to lead that potential movie? Also, being now he's very popular in Hollywood these days. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And until my next video, guys, take care. and God bless.